My Traxxas TRX-4 is finally done. Did you hear that? It's finally done. Yes, it's ready to drive. Finally. Hey, it's Rich here from the RCNetwork.com, and today is a pretty special day. I finally finished my TRX-4. So yes, it's been quite a journey to get this thing all done and completed and upgraded, and you're already seeing new items, I'm sure, on this rig. But in this video, we're going to be going over all the new items I added to this. It has not been driven yet. These are still brand new tires, brand new everything on this thing. I've only kind of done it in my driveway. That's about it. So I can't wait to get this thing onto the dirt and see what it can really do finally. So it's been several months now, and I'm glad to be kind of back, turning some wrenches and really getting this thing up and running for you guys. Now, if you haven't already done so, please check out my unboxing video of the chassis kit here, and also my build review. I did an entire comprehensive build review on how this kit went together, kind of my plans and some of the upgrades that I put on it prior to this video. So with that, let's just jump into it. First off, the body right here. This, of course, is the TRX-4 Sport Camper body. They call it the body with camper number 8112. Links for all these items down in the video description, so you can check it out. You don't have to jot anything down, just click down there when you need to. But right here, the camper body is what it's primarily known for, or known as, and I kind of dig this body. It kind of reminds me of almost like a Toyota Tacoma with camper, kind of, but not really. But I do like the slimness of this body. It's not a big wide body like you'd see like on the Defender or some of those other TRX-4 bodies, or even the Bronco, the Blazer, those type of things. So I really like this body, and it fit this kit very nicely. As for painting, I ended up going with Pactra's metallic blue for the majority of the body. So, of course, that's kind of my RCNetwork blue that I always put on things. I did just a standard white or sprint white on the camper shell. And then I did kind of like a no-no. I ended up painting the wheel wells on the outside because I wanted them to be flat. So I kind of got caught up when I was painting this thing and didn't think about the wheel wells. And I ended up painting them on the outside over the clear Lexan. So there's blue underneath. So as you scratch this off, it will end up turning blue. But I did a flat clear on the outside of this to kind of make it that dull finish. So very cool feature on this, to where I was able to kind of mimic a actual scale wheel flare. So very nice. And I have a whole painting tutorial on how to do this. I'll link that right up above there on the right. Next thing on the list that you may have noticed are these steel custom bumpers. Not really custom, but I think they're custom because Scalar Fab made them, and those guys make it pretty much to order. It's like going to In-N-Out for your RC parts. As you know, the stock bumpers on the TRX-4 are quite large. They're way large. They're like mounting a large shovel, or I'm not sure what, on the front of this thing. So ended up ditching these things. I went with the Bull front bumper, but I'm going to have a whole different video on these particular bumpers, the rock slider, and also that rear bumper that you'll see in just a little bit. Next up are the SSD 1.9 steel slot beadlock wheels. These things are pretty cool. I really like the style of these things. It has that kind of old school look, but kind of still new school. So I like that they are a beadlock, so I don't have to glue my wheels to my tires. But I ended up using the stock Traxxas tires that came in the kit, as well as the stock foams, but I did vent my tires. I'm a big tire venter. Call me it right now. I'm a tire venter. So I did vent my tires. I don't pretty much go through water as often as most people do throughout the country and the world, but I do like to vent my tires, especially for high-speed stuff. Now, I did install the optional LED light kit for the sport body. Now, it'll either work for the camper or the stock truck looking body, but this thing mounts on pretty easily. Now, this does take quite a bit of time to do, so plan out, measure twice, cut once. Yes, measure twice and then cut once, but make sure and follow the directions on this. It's quite intensive to get everything cut out and fitted perfectly on the sport shell. But Traxxas once again did a great job on the actual instructions for this. So you do have to cut out the actual lenses right here to go into the body. So you have the light bucket built into this actual grill here, and then the lights, of course, install from the back. It gives you all the lights, the harnesses, the module, everything in that light kit for the front right here, the front grill with the LED lights. And also for the rear back here on the actual camper shell or the rear tailgate. So once again, this will work for the camper or the actual pickup truck. So you get this whole piece right here. And once again, you do get a kind of like a masking tape template so you can cut out the correct portion for the lights to sit through the body. And then you can just mount it with another bracket on the back side and get it all looking good, and everything works. Now, I did opt to add a couple of scale decals, but not a lot. I'm not a decal person when it comes to my scalar trucks right here. Of course, I got to support my boy, Matt Kett, up in Canada. Yes, SBG, the Scale Builders Guild. Cool little sticker pack that he offers from his channel. Got a Scalar Fab sticker over here on the side, and of course a tiny little RCNetwork sticker just to rep the channel. Taking a look at the inside of the body right here, you can kind of see the light buckets sticking through the body that I've cut out meticulously. Little modules right here to kind of mount your wires, and they do give you these little tie wraps and little sticky things to get all your wires all bound up and all nice and neat. And then finally back here in the rear, you do have the actual module back here that everything plugs into, and then each LED light kind of drops into the buckets. It's very nicely prepared, and it doesn't seem like a $5 light bucket set. This thing is top quality, and it should last quite a long time. Looking at the inside and with the body finally off of my TRX-4 chassis kit, you can definitely see why this series is called Juiced Up. There is just a ton of wires running through this thing, from light bars and BECs and all the electronics and 26 servos and everything else that kind of goes into this build. And I gotta say, Traxxas does a great job of integrating all of the wires and the different components, and makes it honestly dumbed down to where almost anyone can figure out how to do it. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out how to mount the BEC and snip this wire and cut that wire. It's very easy to do. But let's dive into the additional items I added to my TRX-4. Starting with the BEC, this is the complete BEC number 2262, and this includes everything to mount the BEC into the rig and have a seamless process. So like I said, no cutting and snipping wires to make everything work. So right here you're seeing an additional receiver cover to allow for the added height of the BEC that's inside of there. But it made it a very easy job to basically just kind of plug and play and follow the instructions. Traxxas does a great job of including instructions that almost anyone can follow along and unplug this wire, plug that wire in, and kind of follow that through. Now, what I did notice is I did have to unmount the battery tray quite a few times because wires pass from this side over to that side, and the only way is kind of in this channel in here underneath the battery tray. So they made it easy to do that. I probably should have did it once instead of like 16 times, but anyways, I got that done, and the BEC went in perfectly. Now, the reason why I'm running a BEC is because I chose to use Traxxas's big 400 servo. So this thing cranks out 400 inches of torque. So you definitely need that because the XL5 speed control on the other side here just can't handle the amount of power this thing's going to drain. You'll have brownouts and glitches and stuff if you choose not to run a BEC. So I definitely recommend the Traxxas BEC for your TRX-4, especially if you up this servo right here and want to run the stock electronic or speed control. Next, I did opt to mount the rock light kit into my TRX-4. I never thought I would mount a rock light kit, but this thing really is easy to mount, and I mean, in the end, it does look cool, especially with the wheel wells and everything else. So it's kind of daisy chained. So you pretty much start from this point. You got one rock light, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way around. So 2 rock lights per wheel well. and it all gets plugged into this little module right here, along with the lights from the actual body. So I only have one wire that comes from the body, and that's this skinny little one right here. Every time you take out the body, you do have to unplug that one, but it's a simple plug and play thing right here, and you can just kind of plug it in as you mount the body on, and then kind of forget it. Killing some of the lights in the studio here, you can definitely see how much the TRX-4 is now lit up like a Christmas tree, of course, with the two front headlights right there, and you got little indicator lights right there, the kind of amber ones, not sure the color exactly, and you can see all the light down here from the rock lights. So you got 8 big LED lights down there kind of lighting up the whole undercarriage of this actual TRX-4. And then if we flip here to the rear, we can definitely see the tail lights, which I believe are 2 different tail lights back there. So pretty cool. And now to blind you guys, or probably send my camera into cardiac arrest, let's check out some of the lights down here on the bottom. And you can see there's pretty bright. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, at least four good LEDs. I can't even look at them. They're pretty bright. So, but very nice to set off the mood, especially if you go, night crawling or go to a spot where maybe it got dark and you can kind of light your way up and get yourself out of that situation. Well, guys, there is my finished TRX-4. This has been a nice process to kind of build almost like the ultimate dream scaler from Traxxas. I got to put some pretty cool parts on this thing, and in the end got something that's going to be very capable out on the trail, or if I want to go a little bit faster, I can probably do that too. So I have some plans for this down the road, so definitely stay tuned for that. And like I said, in just a few days, I'll be showing off the video where it shows these scalar fat bumpers. So definitely tune in for that video coming up here just in a few days. Otherwise, I will link it in the video description if you happen to watch this later, and I've already published both of those videos. Well, guys, that is it for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video series. I've had a blast building this car, even though it has taken me just a few months here to get it all wrapped up. I have a somewhat new career, and I've been spending some good quality time with my family. So with that, I've had very little time to do RC stuff, but I hope you guys have been out there enjoying RC and living it up. But with that, comments, questions on down below, and as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.